All right, now we're live.
Yes. Hello. Hi.
This is an interesting start. We were having fun conversations beforehand. But anyway, um forget all that. Um I would say take 2, but this is live, so whatever.
This is take one.
There is no take 2.
Yeah. This is a live show. This is the AEW Dynamite of live shows.
Except there will be no except there will be no picture-in-picture commercial breaks where the commercial is bigger than the wrestling, which makes no sense whatsoever. It should be
I do not like that. TNT. Wait, it's TBS. TBS. There's better ways of doing it, and that is not like NASCAR does it perfectly.
like
Like
have them the same size. But
either that
anyway,
or have the commercial be smaller.
yes. But anyway, welcome to Pushback. This is what Seaboss and I do on this show. We debate each other. Sometimes we agree, other times we don't. We will get to the Aaron Rodgers stuff. Gangrene David, you're on notice. We'll give you a more
But first,
proper call out in the coming weeks. Won't tell you when and won't tell you why. But before
first,
we get
this is madness.
To non-college basketball fans, the month of March is just the third month of the calendar year. But if you're a college basketball fan
or a sports fan in general,
true, then March is not just the third month on the calendar. What is March?
It is madness.
Yes, it is. March is madness.
The tournament kicked off today with some excellent games.
That is true. We had
Virginia's gone.
Yes,
the whole state of Virginia is gone.
Our friend Matt picked Virginia to win,
and they lost to
Furman.
I almost said Furham. That's a different thing altogether.
Yes. But what really
shout out to Arizona for becoming the next Ohio State and losing to Princeton.
Yes, Arizona screwed up everybody's brackets. If you I
had him going to the Final Four, I am so angered.
Oh, I had him going to the Final Four also.
I'm pretty sure everyone except for Matt had them going to the Final Four. Like, I'm pretty sure even Adam had him going to the Final Four.
I'm pretty sure basically the entire country had them going to the Final Four.
Oh, absolutely. But there are some people who took a step further, including our country's president, who had them winning the national championship.
Yes.
I'm sorry, President Biden. This wasn't the game you were looking for.
This was not the game you were looking for. No, not at all.
Not a chance.
No.
This is only the second time in 3 years that a 15 seed upsetted a second seed. Wait, did it happen last year?
Yeah, it's like the
Holy
third.
Shit, it happened last year.
It's like the third consecutive year it's happened. It's more common than you.
Well, I know that.
It's like the way more common than you think.
Because the least common thing is a 16 seed upsetting a 1 seed.
Yeah, that's only happened once.
Happened before. It's only happened once, and that was Virginia. That got upset by who?
University of Maryland, Baltimore County.
By the way, is UNC in this tournament? I have not seen them.
No, well, North Carolina.
There is a version of UNC, UNC Asheville. They're facing UCLA.
Right.
But that's a different team altogether.
North Carolina State is in the tournament.
Did North? Like UNC is one of those teams that like I thought they were guaranteed a spot, but was it really a bad year for them?
Yeah, and they started they started the season as the number 1 team in the country.
Right, because they didn't win did they win the national championship last year?
No, because remember, Kansas had that epic comeback in the
Oh,
championship to
that's
win.
right. Yeah,
Yes.
Kansas, man. Hey, they're on to the second round. Alabama's on to
Yep.
the second round.
Yep. And we're not going to get into the whole Brandon Miller controversy, but
Who?
all I will say is as he gets deeper into the tournament, there's going to be much more scrutiny surrounding Brandon Miller and
Oh
Alabama.
yeah, yeah. I completely forgot about that.
Yeah.
That happened, and
He's been
it's
linked
very
to like
unfortunate.
yeah.
Oh yeah, because the gun wasn't the gun found in his car.
It was I don't know if that I don't know all the details on this, so that's why I didn't really want to talk about it too
Yeah,
much. But
just know
somehow
someone's gun was found in someone's car, and everything was linked to Brandon Miller. That's
I
all you need to
I
know.
built from what I think I understand, it's that the guy who was actually involved in the murder got the gun from Brandon Miller. I think
Oh, that's right. I do
I
remember reading that in the article.
yeah, I think that's what the connection is, but again,
Other
don't
than that,
quote me
he
on
was not involved in the shooting whatsoever.
right,
And
but he's still gonna get a ton of controversy and
oh,
scrutiny.
absolutely.
Yeah, I heard actually that when he comes into arenas now, he has to be escorted in by armed security.
Oh, I believe that cuz I don't know if you know this, but fans can be a little more I don't know what's the word for it, but like fans can get a little
Hostile.
hostile towards controversial players.
Okay. Well, that's a good transition because a controversial player has finally made his freaking decision.
And this is
How long has this
interesting.
saga been? How long has this saga been going on for? Like 2 or 3 years?
2 or 3 years, yeah, that sounds about right. And
Yeah.
Aaron Rodgers is no longer a Green Bay Packer. Yes, he is
Well,
turning into Brett Favre by joining the New York Jets. How long until he
well,
becomes a Viking?
well. Let's clarify. Right now, he is still technically a Packer because a trade has not been agreed upon between Green Bay and New York. So
I
right
thought
now,
he signed as a free agent.
no, he signed a contract extension with the Packers last season because
Oh,
we had it again last year. Like, oh, is he going to stay in Green Bay? Is he going to go somewhere? Is he going to retire? Yeah, so this is not the first year we've gone through all this with Aaron Rodgers.
and it probably won't be the last.
Eh, I wouldn't be surprised, but he said on the Pat McAfee show that his apparently went before he went into the darkness, he was like 90% sure he was going to retire. But then when he came out of the darkness, he's like, nope, actually, I still want to play. And I want to play for the New York Jets. It was something along those lines.
This is literally
Again,
Brett Favre.
yeah.
Because Brett Favre retired, then came back and played for or said he was going to retire, and then came back and played for the freaking Jets.
Well, from what I understand with that, and again, I think I have these details right, but I think he actually wanted to play for the Vikings, but the Packers said, no, we're not trading you to our division rival. So he ended up with New York
For like a season, and then went to the
Vikings.
Vikings.
Yep,
Probably as a free agent, I think.
I believe so, yes.
That makes
Where
sense.
where he was involved in I think it was called Bounty Gate with the New Orleans Saints in that 2009 season where they won the Super Bowl.
Oh yeah, I remember that. I remember that cut. Hey, yeah, he threw the game sealing interception. I don't remember to who, but
Why would you throw the ball back to the middle of the field? That's like every
that
football fan knows you don't do that.
that's just like that's just setting you up for failure.
Yes. Yes, but like seriously, what quarterbacks are left in the NFC? I have no idea.
Jalen Hurts, Kyler
Any,
Murray,
Kyler Murray.
Matthew Stafford if he comes back healthy.
Is he gonna be Is he actually gonna be a good quarterback, or was that?
Or was that just a fluke season? Yeah, I'm thinking the same thing.
Yeah, because think
Baker
about
Mayfield. No.
think about what we've got in the AFC now. For all intents and purposes, we're gonna play Aaron Rodgers with the Jets. Even though he's not been traded there, he's still with the Packers. For our conversation, we're gonna put him with the Jets. So you've got Aaron Rodgers, you've got Josh Allen.
You could. I'm putting Deshaun in there.
What about Tua?
Too unproven. Deshaun has at least had a playoff run.
I want to put Tua in there, but for me, it's that he can't stay. He hasn't proven to stay healthy.
Right. That's why I'm putting Deshaun over there. You've got Lamar Jackson still,
right?
Even though he's been dealing with some injuries. You've got Joe Burrow,
Patrick Mahomes,
of course. How could we forget?
Justin Herbert.
Yeah. I'll put Herbert there. You've got Trevor Lawrence coming off of a fantastic season,
right?
I'm
not putting Russell Wilson in there. Nope.
I would wait to see how he does under Sean Payton. If he performs well under Sean Payton, I'd put him in there.
I'm not ready to do that yet.
That's why I'm saying, wait a season for Sean Payton to work his magic.
Fair, but that's a loaded conference.
And that's not even like throwing in guys who could potentially have a breakout, and I hate to say this because I fucking hate the Steelers, Kenny Pickett.
Yeah, Kenny Pickett could be included in there.
I don't want to put him in there because I don't like the Steelers, but hey, it's possible.
Hey, we'll get to the hatred stuff later in the show.
Oh, I know. I'm just talking about quarterbacks.
There's a reason I have this hashtag.
Yes.
There's a reason for that.
Who else could we put in that category?
Jimmy G? No.
No.
Not
a chance.
Zach Wilson? No.
Well, Zach Wilson's gonna probably lose his job to Aaron Rodgers.
Good point. Mac Jones? No.
No, I think his rookie season was fluke.
Ryan Tannehill? Absolutely not.
Ryan Tannehill. That's a good one. Who's starting for the Colts again?
They cut Matt Ryan. They signed the mustache.
Gardner Minshew. Yeah, no.
I mean, Gardner Minshew's going to be the backup because they're going to probably draft Will Levis out of Kentucky.
They really should have pushed further for that first overall pick from Chicago.
Yes.
And not to forget about the long neck himself, Davis Mills.
Yes, but Houston's probably going to draft Bryce Young or CJ Stroud.
They would get Stroud because, remember, Carolina's got the first overall pick and they want a QB. So they're going after Bryce Young.
It's either going to be Bryce Young or CJ Stroud.
I could see that.
Yeah. So basically, with with Houston, it's going to be whoever
Carolina doesn't draft.
Yeah. But, darn, we never got to see the State Farm Bowl.
And we probably never... I mean, we never got to see the Manning Bowl either. I would have loved to see Peyton and Eli face off.
Fair.
But we know who would win that anyways. Eli Manning would luck his way into victory somehow.
Yeah, Eli Manning did luck his way into 2 Super Bowls, which that will probably be what puts him into the Hall of Fame. I don't know.
Tom. Yeah, Tom.
I don't know if Eli Manning actually belongs in the Hall of Fame.
I mean, he's got what no other quarterback could ever hope to achieve, and that's a perfect 500 record.
But
I'm not even joking.
No, I know. But like if Eli Manning didn't have those 2 Super Bowls, I don't think he would
Ah,
I don't think
he
he would be in the Hall of Fame.
I- Now this is gonna sound a little weird, but he could get there on name alone. I mean, the name Manning is valued for great. Archie Manning doesn't have a single ring, and yet isn't he in the Hall of Fame?
I don't know.
I want to say he is.
We'll have to look it. I can look
And
it
he
up.
was and
But
he was part of some of the worst Saints teams you've ever seen. Like it was so bad, the fans that did show up showed up with bags on their head.
let's see. He was inducted into the Pro Football Hall of Fame in 2021.
Yep, yep. And he's
Yep,
got no
he is,
Super.
yep, he is in the Hall of Fame. You are
Yeah.
correct.
So now you see, like, wait, does that mean that Archie Manning was inducted after Peyton? No, wait. When was Peyton Manning inducted?
Let's see.
Because I know he was.
He retired in 2016.
Right. After Super Bowl 50.
Peyton Manning was also class of 2021.
Wow,
I don't
same
think
year with his dad.
I don't think Archie Manning gave a Hall of Fame speech though.
Probably because he wanted Peyton to do it.
Mm. Anyway, so that but anyway, getting back to this whole Aaron Rodgers thing, I'm just glad it's over. Like we know where he's going. We don't have to worry about it. Like cuz literally like, you know, every morning I get up, I work out, and then I shower, and then while I'm eating my breakfast, I need to have on like my ESPN or my FS1,
Right.
and all they're talking about is what is Aaron Rodgers gonna do? Is he gonna? Aaron Rodgers talked with the New York Jets, and I'm just like, oh my god, can we talk about other things, please?
Yeah, didn't he give them like a list of receivers he wants? And it's like basically everyone he had in Green Bay.
Eh, There's, there's, he kind of shot that down because on the Pat McAfee show. I don't freaking know what his whole thing is anymore. He he's a diva. He's a,
Yeah,
he's a drama queen. Like
he doesn't want to be the center of attention, yet all he ends up being is the center of attention.
right. I'm just like what? And whether this was a demands list or a wish list, like Alan Lazard, Mercedes Lewis, Randall Cobb, OBJ, like you
I never
do
wrote
know that
connection.
you do know that Garrett Wilson won Rookie of the Year for the Jets last year as a wide receiver, right? Like,
But like, do the Jets have any other receivers besides just him?
I don't know. They have Brees Hall, who's like before his injury was having a great year at running back
That
as
is
a
fair.
rookie. So it's not like the Jets had nothing on offense.
Right. They just had no quarterback.
Right. They would if they actually had a quarterback last year, they would have made the playoffs.
Oh, absolutely. Wait, weren't both Rookie of the Years on the Jets? Because you had Garrett Wilson and Sauce Gardner.
Yep.
Is that the first time both Rookie of the Year awards went to someone or went to teammates?
That I don't know.
I
But
want to say that's happened before.
but check this out. Going back to March Madness for a minute. I don't know if this is the first time this has ever happened, but the men's Final Four is in Houston, Texas at NRG Stadium, and the
Uh-huh.
women's Final Four is in Dallas.
Ooh.
So,
okay, so that means next year it's going to be in Cleveland.
yes, the women's Final Four next year is in Cleveland, and I for sure want to go to either the 2 Final Four games or the championship. I don't care that it's women's basketball. Like, women's basketball gets a bad rep, in my opinion, anyway.
I think college women's basketball is better than pro.
That's fair, but WNBA basketball, I personally enjoy watching
Well, let's be real. The real best women's sport is women's hockey.
it. Anyway, so that's enough about all that. Because I don't want to spend too long on Aaron Rodgers. Because yeah, because that's basically what
It's just a
everybody is.
situation.
You're right, and it's basically what everybody is talking about. So I'm just like, okay, Aaron Rodgers, you got the spotlight for a little bit on your show, or on our show. Now we're not going to talk about it again. Because why? We
Right.
don't. Because why? We don't need to.
We really don't.
No, we don't. So I want, but he was loyal to the Packers for a while, right?
That's a good transition.
Yeah, I
That's a
know.
good transition.
I'm good at that. Um, so recently, Damian Lillard had a quote about loyalty. It reads, and I quote, which at one point I thought and I quote was one word. I
How would you spell that and make it seem like it's one word?
ANDIQUOTE. All one word. There you go.
Sounds like antiquity. Antiquity. Antiquity, yes.
Oh my lord.
By the
But
way,
and
off topic for a second. Today is a very special day.
yes, I know. It's the day before St. Patrick's Day. Happy St. Patrick's Day to everyone.
No.
Oh,
Hey, hang on. Let me go break some glass real quick. It's
oh that.
316 day. It's Stone Cold Day. Come on.
I I know what you were doing. I was joking, you
I
buffoon.
know. I know. I had to play along with it.
Ay. Anyway, so Damian Lillard of the Trailblazers had this quote. While I understand we play to win championships, we all want to win the championship. We can't keep acting like nothing matters. Like the rest of this stuff, the journey doesn't matter. We can't keep doing that. There's so many ways that the league is different. There's so many ways I think about it all the time. Like, man, I don't know if I can just play a long time because I don't enjoy what the NBA as a whole is becoming. So, and just to point this out, Damian Lillard has been a Trailblazer his entire career. Got drafted by them out of Weber State. I think he was a lottery pick. I know that.
Right. And before that, they had Lamar. And I want to say the year before. No, it was a few years before they drafted him. They got LaMarcus Aldridge because the year after they got LaMarcus Aldridge, they got Brandon Roy and Greg Oden.
Was that in the same draft that they got Greg Oden and
It was
Brandon?
either the same draft or Brandon Roy was the same draft as LaMarcus Aldridge. All I know is that they drafted Brandon Roy and a big in the same year.
Well, Greg Oden has to be one of the biggest busts in NBA history.
It's not entirely his fault.
No, I know, but like
injuries really screw up a career.
Oh, I know, but still, like he still has to be considered one of the biggest busts.
I still, because of who came after him, I still think it was Darko Milicic that was the biggest bust.
Well, like Kevin Durant came after Greg Oden, so
Dwayne Wade, Chris Bosh,
Carmelo
Anthony.
Oh, you're talking about the draft as a whole. I see.
Yeah. Well, no, those three came near directly after Darko.
No, I know.
Detroit could have had a dynasty, man.
Well, anyway, so like, what do you think about what Damian Lillard said?
Well, loyalty is clearly what he's trying to do, but like these ring chasers, like a Kevin Durant, as you said, like I don't know what the heck Russell Westbrook's trying to do. He's definitely not ring chasing.
I don't know what
He's doing the opposite of ring chasing. He's going to teams that will make sure he doesn't get a ring.
Wow, you're saying that about the Clippers, your second favorite team.
No, my second favorite team is the Raptors. And it's been the Raptors.
I wasn't talking to you. Why did you answer? Anyway.
Oh, wow, harsh words for Siri.
You're welcome. But anyway,
but yeah, the Raptors, man.
Anyway, so what are your thoughts on this quote by Damian Lillard?
Player loyalty is on his mind, but these ring chasers are basically ruining the NBA. And I mean, if you're on the topic of loyalty, there is no man more loyal to a team than Bradley Beal is to the Wizards. What are you doing, big fella? I know the Wizards are trash, right?
I don't know what.
I think he's suffering from Stockholm syndrome.
I don't know what either of them are doing because
think about least the Blazers make the playoffs.
Yeah, but like other than when they made the Western Conference Finals in 2019, when was the last time the Trailblazers actually did something in the playoffs?
How long ago did they have Bill Walton?
Exactly.
Because they won a ring with Bill Walton.
Right.
And no one else.
But that's the point. Like Damian Lillard has hit buzzer beaters to, advance Portland because he had the famous one against OKC. But
what have they done for him?
Right. We've never seen Damian Lillard in the finals. They got swept in the Western Conference Finals against Golden State.
To be fair, it was Golden State. They were on a tear.
True, but still, I think Portland had the lead in 3 out of the 4 games in that series.
I mean, when's the last time Golden State was eliminated from the Western Conference playoffs? 2014.
Fair, but the overall point though is what has Portland done for him?
Absolutely. I mean, he had a big LaMarcus Aldridge. Let's just ship him on out to
San Antonio.
San Antonio.
Which he didn't get traded to San Antonio. He signed there as a free agent.
Oh, that's right. He had another member of his backcourt in CJ McCollum. He's a Pelican now.
Yep. He got traded from Portland to New Orleans.
What was the return for that?
I don't remember. But
it certainly wasn't helpful.
Honestly, Damian Lillard could go down as the greatest trailblazer of all time. Could.
Of course.
I'm not saying he will, but there's a chance.
No, that's absolutely a possibility.
And think about it. He has no championships, no NBA Finals appearances. What are we doing?
I don't know. I mean, Bradley Beal's got it off worse anyways. He hasn't even made the conference finals.
Yes, but here's the thing. Since he's in Washington, people are able to actually watch his games when the Wizards are put on national TV, which, to be fair,
they should not.
The Wizards are not put on national TV very often, and nor should they. But because Damian Lillard is out in Portland, Oregon, for you and me, his games are on at 10 o'clock Eastern.
Right.
It's the same thing when Christian McCaffrey was in the excuse me, just needed to clear my throat there. When Christian McCaffrey was a Heisman Trophy finalist. I think part of the reason why he didn't win the Heisman that year is because he played at Stanford, so people couldn't watch his games because Stanford games usually started so late at night.
Right. Just a quick score update. Auburn leads Iowa 31-26 at halftime.
I think I had Auburn winning that.
I did as well. I have Auburn winning that one. I can't trust Iowa.
Hey, I know one upset you and I agree on though. Kent State over Indiana.
I'm pretty sure the entire league, our entire league has that. Like the
Anyway,
entire group we're in. Because I know
yeah.
Brendan has it. And
In
Adam copied off of Brendan.
in all of my ESPN brackets, because I did like 10 of them, I think I might have only picked Indiana in one.
You did 10?
Dude,
This
people
guy's a
do
madman.
multiple. Dude, people do multiple brackets. What?
That is fair. That is fair.
But no, it's like think about it. Think about if Damian Lillard, with what he's doing right now, was in New York with the Knicks. Think about that.
Oh, that'd be insane.
Yeah. He would be in MVP discussion basically every single season.
Or and this is even more far-fetched. Imagine him on Boston.
Oh, with Jason Tatum and Jaylen Brown? Yeah.
Imagine him in Miami with Jimmy Butler. Although they already have a former All-Star point guard, Kyle Lowry.
Yes. But
I was happy to see him live in person because as much as I am not a fan of the Miami Heat, Raptors Nation still loves you, Kyle Lowry. You got us a championship. Yes, without from Kawhi, but you still got us a championship.
But the overall point though is like if Damian Lillard, even if he was with the Lakers, he would be getting more recognition. Because think about how often
it is the Lakers. I mean, the Lakers
Yeah.
are.
Okay, maybe
I
that's
can't even call them good. Good is a stretch.
okay. Maybe that's a bit of a because we know the legacy and stuff of the Lakers. But you get my overall point, though.
Well, yeah. If he was with the Clippers, no, that'd be
Yeah,
special.
but like,
With PJ
because
Kawhi.
think about it, how often the Trailblazers aren't on national TV that often.
I don't
You
think
know?
I've ever seen them on national TV once, not counting playoffs.
No, they've had some games on ESPN and stuff.
Oh.
But
Fair.
but like,
Did they even nationally televise Dame's 71-point game, or was that only local?
I don't know. I don't think that was nationally televised. No.
Damn. No one got to see it until the next day when they reported about it.
Hey, like they didn't nationally televise Donovan Mitchell's game, 71-point game against Chicago.
That is true. That is
But
true.
and Matt, what do you think of that backcourt actually? Not Donovan Mitchell. Because we're talking about Damian Lillard and Bradley Beal. What if they were a backcourt duo?
It depends on who they're working with as their forwards, but I think it would. Because, I mean, John Wall and Damian Lillard kind of do play a similar game. And Bradley Beal already worked with John Wall.
I'm surprised that John Wall and Bradley Beal didn't have more playoff success, actually.
They had no front court.
Yeah.
They had no front court whatsoever. Their best forward in the few years they were together was not even a starter. It was old Drew Gooden.
I'm pretty sure they had one of the Morris brothers. I think it was Marcus Morris they had.
That was after John Wall left.
Mm.
That was after John Wall left for the Rockets.
I'm pretty sure Paul Pierce was on the Wizards while Bradley Beal and John Wall.
That was Paul Pierce's. That was 2015. Yeah, but that wasn't prime Paul Pierce though.
I know, but you are
still
right.
Had him, I guess, for like 1 year, and then he went to the Clippers.
But you are right that
He
they
went
never
and joined Lob City, and they still couldn't get past the second round.
No, the Clippers were allergic to the second round until 2021 when they somehow.
You mean the conference finals?
Yes. It's
unfortunate. I mean, if anyone's the guy to bring a team to the conference finals, it's Kawhi Leonard. He's basically LeBron with giant hands, dreadlocks, and doesn't say a word.
Okay, I wouldn't compare him to LeBron.
He's beating LeBron in the finals.
Yeah, but LeBron has
2014.
more rings.
Kawhi's a dynasty killer, though.
Oh.
He not only did he kill the Heat dynasty that caused LeBron to move back to Cleveland, he killed the Warriors dynasty that caused Kevin Durant to move to Brooklyn.
Yes, but here's the thing. With that championship run in 2019, you know Golden State would have won that series if Kevin Durant was fully healthy. Come on.
Miami was also dealing with injuries in 2014. Remember, LeBron was hurt, Dwayne Wade was hurt, Chris Bosh was hurt.
Well, no, they played in that series.
No, they played, but they weren't at 100%.
Yeah, San Antonio toyed with them and won that series in 5 games.
That was a weird series.
Yes. But anyway, we got to move on.
Absolutely,
So we're talking about the Golden State Warriors, though. We're going to stay on them for another 5 minutes because we're going to use this as like a transition topic. So the Warriors, they're the defending champs. So you would think that the defending champs, would be able to play well on the road, away from their home building, because that's what you got to do in the playoffs.
Yeah.
They don't. They're horrible on the road. The Warriors, I looked this up. After losing to the Clippers last night, the Warriors are 7-27 on the road.
Wow. Holy crap.
Yes, 7-27. They lost last night despite Steph Curry, the greatest shooter ever, scoring 50. Golden State still lost.
He got no help.
Yeah. And in the midst of
quick scoring update. At halftime, Duke is up on Oral Roberts 40-23.
I think Duke might blow him out, actually.
And Auburn is now leading Iowa 39-29. Or now 39-31 with about 15-21 left in the second half.
I could see Iowa coming back and winning that game.
I could as well, but just for the sake of my poor bracket, just let Auburn get this one.
Anyway, so in the midst of that Warriors-Clippers game last night, guess who picked up their 16th technical foul of the season?
Draymond Green, because that would be the only one that makes sense.
Yep, or as I like to call him, Drama Queen.
Yeah, we still remember the Quickie shirt. We didn't like that. We still don't like you. So after the Warriors beat us in 2017, that 4-1 series, Draymond Green was spotted at the championship wearing a shirt that said Quickie, but the Q was in the style of Quicken Loans Arena.
Oh, I actually did not. I don't think I knew about that.
That's one of the many reasons why I absolutely hate him as a player.
Hey, we'll get to, again, there's a reason I have this hashtag. We'll get to that.
Oh, we will.
Save it.
We will.
Save it. But, like, come on. You're the defending champs, and you are 7-27 on the road? Are you
right?
Like, what?
It don't make no sense.
No, it doesn't. But here's the thing. Despite that, Golden State is still 6th in the Western Conference standings. So they would go straight to the playoffs without going through the play-in tournament. Right now, if the playoffs were to begin today, they would be facing the Memphis Grizzlies in the first round. Yes, which I know how you feel about the Memphis Grizzlies. But again, we will get to that.
Am I allowed to root against both teams in the playoffs? If they're playing each other, I'm not rooting for anybody. I'm rooting against them. I want them both to be eliminated.
But yeah,
double count out style.
Yeah, Golden State 29-7 at home. They're 7-27 on the road. They're 23-19 in the conference, and they're 6-9 in the division.
Wow.
How is that? How are the Warriors the defending champions?
Yeah, I questioned that one myself. Guessing just the Western Conference fell apart last year. All the injuries.
Yeah. That does seem to happen actually a lot. Like with Golden State. Think about this. Like, why did they win the finals in 2015 against us? We didn't have.
Because Kelly Olynyk decided to be a sore loser and tear Kevin Love's shoulder up, rip his arm off.
Yes,
Then Kyrie Irving got Chicago'd and injured his knee, but didn't really injure it until game 1 of the finals.
Right. So the Warriors were having to play us in the finals that season without Kevin Love and Kyrie. So there's injury one. I'm sure in 2016 they played teams that had injuries on their roster. I don't remember off the top of my head.
Yes, that is very correct. It was the second round. I don't remember who the second round was. In 2017, the only reason they made the finals was because Kawhi Leonard got injured for the Spurs in game 1.
Right. And then 2018, it's because Houston couldn't make a three-pointer if they tried.
Right.
But I think Chris Paul was injured for a game or two in that series.
He was injured in the last game.
Okay.
And James Harden was injured the game before that.
Okay, so the point still stands.
The Warriors do benefit from injuries quite a bit.
Yeah. Like, think about it.
The whole dynasty is just on crutches at this point.
The Memphis Grizzlies would have beaten them in the second round of the playoffs last year if Ja Morant didn't get hurt. And yeah, like that's why I'm not questioning the legitimacy of Golden State's championship. But
I am.
Oh, okay. But like Golden State has had the benefit of injuries.
Yes. Another quick scoring update. Sorry, I keep doing this. Auburn now leads Iowa 51-39.
Yeah.
With about 12:21 left in the game.
Okay, I gotta check my bracket because I believe I had Auburn, but I want to double check. Let me check my bracket here.
Still 40-23 on the Duke game. It's 19-20 left in the second. So
dang, Virginia losing had big ramifications for me. Same with Arizona.
Arizona was the big one. UVA, I had them losing to Alabama in the third round.
Let's see.
What's it?
As
long as Purdue, Texas, and UCLA don't fuck up, I'm fine.
Yes, I do have Auburn winning, so I'm good.
Okay. Yeah, because I have Auburn winning as well.
Okay. I do have, like I said, I have Kent State winning. I have Drake beating Miami.
I have Miami beating Drake. I have Miami going all the way to face Houston in the Sweet 16.
Ooh, okay. Anyway, so this is the big topic. There's a reason we were just talking about the Golden State Warriors. There's a reason
I ever hated a team in sports so much that you just can't stand anything about that team.
Okay. So, here's how we're going to do this. Because as I was telling you, this is our big one. So we're going to go for try and go for about 20 minutes on this topic if we can.
Yeah, this is our major topic.
Okay. So, last night, well, let me phrase it like this. After last season, even though Philadelphia won all 4 games against the Cavaliers, I still felt like a rivalry was forming between the 76ers and the Cavaliers. Excuse me. A lot of people called me crazy. I don't think you were one of the people
No,
that called me.
I was with you on it.
But there were people that called me crazy. Like, I'm not wrong about that part. And here's my reason why I said it was becoming a rivalry between the 76ers and Cavs. Even though Philly won all 4 games, the margin of victory got smaller and smaller for Philly in each game. And it felt like the animosity and intensity got higher and higher. But here's the thing. Even though Philly, I considered the 76ers to be a rival, I didn't put them at the level of hatred. I didn't put them at the Golden State level of hatred. And the other teams I have at that level are the Patriots, the Boston Bruins, New York Rangers, and the Houston Astros.
I can see all that.
The Philadelphia Flyers are like a level below that. Even though
I don't hate them, I just do not care about them. Like, if I see them win, I'll be like, okay, congratulations. You're still You're still the second best team in your own state.
And just to go back to the loyalty discussion for a second, Sidney Crosby has been with the Penguins his entire career. And what's happened? Pittsburgh's won 3 Stanley Cups, and they've been to 4.
Y'all went to 1 cup with Claude Giroux, and now look at him. He's having the time of his life in Ottawa. You are pathetic, franchise Flyers.
Anyway, so, I also forgot. Baltimore Ravens are in that group with the Rangers, the Bruins, the Astros, the Warriors.
I want to get, I'll tell you my group. My group is
Okay.
Golden State, Memphis Grizzlies, and you know exactly why.
I
Dylan
do.
Brooks, I hate you. Also up there from the NHL is the New York Rangers and the Toronto Maple Leafs.
Okay.
I'm an Ottawa Senators fan.
What about Major League Baseball?
Anyone from the MLB? Oh yeah, and you feel free to disagree with me. As a Cleveland Guardians fan, hate the Yankees.
Okay, fair. I feel like most Major League Baseball fans hate the Yankees if you're not from New York or don't root for the Yankees for whatever reason. Which the only reason I like the there's 2 reasons why I like the Yankees. One, they were the first stadium I saw outside Progressive Field. It was the old Yankee Stadium. I was with my dad, my cousin Mitchell, and my uncle Harold. I had a great time. And number 2, Derek Jeter played for them, and he's my second all-time favorite player in Major League Baseball. So I have valid reasons for why I like the Yankees.
Mine was Camden Yards. That's one of the major reasons why I'm an Orioles fan.
Fair enough. But like, I'm not
going to NFL.
Okay.
From the NFL, there's 4 from the NFL.
Okay. Pittsburgh.
It is Pittsburgh.
Wait, let me guess. Let me try and guess them, all right? Pittsburgh.
Yep.
Baltimore.
No. Baltimore's a tier below.
Okay, Pittsburgh. New England.
That's one of them.
Dallas.
That's another one. You're on a roll.
Okay, you and me agree on 2 of those because Dallas and
New England.
New England are in there for me, and then the 4th one, I don't think it's anybody from the AFC.
It is an AFC team.
Oh.
It's AFC West.
Kansas City.
No.
Oh, the Raiders.
Yes, I do not like the Raiders. I never liked them to begin with, but their rivalry with the Broncos, and some of the stuff they said, some of the stuff Raiders fans have said about Peyton Manning, that really got me That really grinded my gears.
Okay. So, I told you some of them. New England, Baltimore, but there's a few others. Think you can name them? It's
Okay.
nobody else from the AFC North. Because I don't hate Pittsburgh and I don't hate Cincinnati.
Is Dallas one of them?
Yes,
Okay.
Baltimore, Pittsburgh, Baltimore, New
Or
England,
is it
Dallas.
Okay, so it's no one else from the AFC. So is it, since I know you're a Seahawks fan, is it the San Francisco 49ers?
That is correct. Yep. You've got two more.
Ooh, two more. So it's both. Is one of them the Green Bay Packers?
Yes.
Oh, wow. And let me guess. Cause you said New England, is it Tampa?
No.
It's not Tampa. Is it Carolina?
No.
Okay. Is it another division rival of the Seahawks?
No.
Okay.
Well, the Rams are a tier below.
Oh. Okay.
But
is it the New Orleans Saints?
No, I actually like the Saints.
Dang. So it's
'Cause-
another NFC team.
Washington.
Ah, yes, the cursed team.
Yes. And it's even though they changed the name and even though they dropped the logo. Nope. I
absolutely understand that.
Yep, I will always still hate them. Yep. So for me, even though I'm a Browns fan, I mostly hate NFC teams. I know that doesn't make a ton of sense, but whatever.
I mean, there's like a few teams in the NFC that I dislike.
Yeah.
I dislike the Chicago Bears.
Why?
So, I have a thing against Chicago teams. Oh yeah, the Blackhawks are my number one most hated team. I forgot to mention that. I have a thing against Chicago teams because I knew like a few people from Chicago that liked Chicago teams when I was in high school, and these people were nothing but assholes to me. So
Okay.
that's why I'm so against Chicago teams. I don't even like the Chicago Fire, Chicago's MLS team. But that's because they used to have a rivalry with the Columbus Crew. So
Okay, fair. But I will say this, for the NBA, it's Golden State.
I didn't know Texas and Colgate was going on.
I don't have a strong dislike for the Memphis Grizzlies, but I have somewhat of a dislike for them.
Because of the same game that I was talking about.
That, but also like they do a lot of talking and it's like they haven't backed it up at all. Like, what playoff success have the Memphis Grizzlies had? What?
Look at the score. That, oh, wow.
38-33.
38-32.
Oh.
At halftime.
For
Didn't
who?
you Northwestern Boise State?
I had
Didn't you say-
Northwestern.
Oh no, it was, who was it that said they had Boise State winning that one?
I don't know. But for me, there's a new number one team at the top of the list for the NBA.
I can't wait to hear about this.
It's the Philadelphia 76ers. Ugh. After last night, I absolutely despise the 76ers. I think that, you know how I tell you sometimes, like, no, you can't use ref ball as an excuse?
Mm-hmm.
There was some ref ball last night.
Oh boy, my favorite.
Joel Embiid was called for his sixth foul. And it was a clear offensive foul. Like, he used his offhand to shove Evan Mobley. Okay?
Uh-huh.
But what happens? The refs go to the monitor after Philadelphia challenge, and they come back and say, the call on the floor has been overturned.
Come on, refs.
And
I keep pushing this, man.
Okay, I'm not always going to be with you on the whole ref ball thing. There are some, I'll say it like this. There are some instances where I agree with you. Not always. That's why I push back against you sometimes. See what I did there? Push back.
Speaking of refs, and NHL refs are getting a little bit of heat from fans about something that happened last night between your St. Louis Blues and the Minnesota Wild.
I did hear about that. We were
So Jordan Binnington and Marc-Andre Fleury dropped the gloves. Once you drop the gloves, you're allowed to fight. What did the refs do?
They said
pushed them away and did not let them fight. This is hockey, refs. The one sport where fighting is allowed.
outside of the UFC.
Well, the UFC, the sport is the fight.
Yeah, I know. That was kind of the joke there, buddy. That was
Yeah,
kind of
I
that
know.
was the joke there. But I've never liked James Harden anyway.
I always thought James Harden was a little bit of a drama queen.
But that, and also like he gets fouls all the time just because like, oh, like they touched him, or like he goes up
Oh,
to,
yeah, he does get a lot of soft calls.
or
And
like,
also, he's known for flopping, too.
or like when he goes to shoot, he'll intentionally lean in to get like the foul call.
Oh, yep. Nope. I know exactly what you're talking about.
Yep. So nope, I do not like him, and I think like the NBA must have something where if there's a superstar or an MVP favorite playing in a nationally televised game, they're not allowed to foul out. Because
I can guarantee you that's a thing.
come like Joel Embiid clearly was it was a clear as day offensive foul, and for some reason the ref went to the monitor and said, "Nope, we're overturning it."
Yeah.
I hate the Philadelphia 76ers now.
I can definitely see the animosity there.
So let me ask you this. All right? Let me ask you this. Let's say we both hate the Patriots.
Yeah.
So let me give you a scenario. Let's say the Patriots are playing the Indianapolis Colts. Just for this is just a scenario.
Okay.
And if the Patriots win and beat the Colts, it means the Browns get into the playoffs. Are you willing to put your hatred for the Patriots aside and root for them so that the Browns get into the playoffs?
Kind of have to. You kind of have to. In that specific situation, I want the Browns in the playoffs more than anything because we rarely make it to the point where if we make it, it's seen as a miracle of God.
Okay.
So if in that scenario, give me my Gronk jersey, I'm rooting for the Patriots.
Okay. So you said your most hated team in the NBA is Memphis, right?
No, it's still Golden State.
Okay. So same scenario. Golden State is playing and pick an Eastern Conference team.
The New York Knicks. I don't know why the New York Knicks. I just said the New York Knicks. So
well, we have a friend who is a Knicks fan, but
it wasn't even that. It wasn't even that. I'm gonna be straight with you, Chief. It wasn't even that. That was the first team that popped into my head.
All right, so let's just run with it. Let's say that if the Warriors beat the Knicks, the Cavs get into the playoffs. Are you willing to put your hatred aside, your hatred for the Warriors aside, and root for Golden State to get the Cavs into the playoffs?
Can I just not watch the game and not care? Can I just not care?
I found your limit.
I hate the Warriors so much that I will wait till the next game for the Cavs to get into the playoffs.
Okay, so even if it would benefit the Cavs, you would not root for the Warriors.
I'm sorry, Cavs. I will let you down just to not root for the Warriors.
Wow. Okay. I would really have to consider it for Philly. I would really have to consider it. Like, my hatred for them is...
Now, what's your most hated NHL team? I forget.
The Bruins.
All right, let me give you this scenario.
Oh, this is going to have to do with the Penguins. Oh, no. Oh no.
Wait, well, what's your most hated Western Conference team? Because I wanted to do a scenario surrounding the Blues.
Okay, my most hated Western Conference team. I don't know.
All right, so we'll keep it Bruins. So the Bruins are facing the Minnesota Wild. If the Bruins win, the St. Louis Blues not only make the playoffs, but they are the first seed in the West. If they lose, they still make the playoff. If Minnesota wins, they still make the playoffs, but Minnesota's now the first seed.
Okay, so St. Louis would be the number 2 seed then.
But if they are the second seed, they have to play a red hot Vegas team who has dominated the Blues all regular season. If the Blues are the first seed, they play a depleted LA Kings squad in this scenario that will probably be an easy first round sweep. Would you take that red hot Vegas team, or would you root for the Bruins to beat the Wild so that your Blues can have an easy route to the second round?
Ooh. I don't. The Blues have proven themselves in the Stanley Cup playoffs before. Like, nobody thought they could go into Winnipeg and beat the Jets in 2019.
That is true.
So,
but remember, this is also Vegas we're talking about. Vegas gets all the calls their way.
That is true.
Except for in 2019.
Which, that was the right call. That was the right call.
I won't deny it's the right call, but it should have been a double minor, not a major.
It shouldn't have.
That exact call has gone for a double minor in the past.
Well, I think
in this present season.
Okay, but in your scenario, if the Bruins beat the Wild, St. Louis gets home ice advantage, and they face LA
throughout not just the Western Conference playoffs, but throughout the entire playoffs.
Oh, so they would win the President's Trophy.
Yes. No,
I don't want the Blues to win the President's Trophy because the President's Trophy curse is very real.
Well, except for the 2013 Blackhawks.
Okay. Yeah, but okay. So, how about this? I know how much you hate the New York Rangers.
I hate the Blackhawks more than the Rangers. If you're going to do any scenario, you're going to have to make me work for it.
Okay. I'm trying to think who your favorite Western Conference team is, though. Vegas?
Colorado.
Okay. So, the Blackhawks are facing the Nashville Predators.
I love me some Nashville.
Dang it! All right, fine. The Blackhawks are playing the Arizona Coyotes. Okay?
Who wants to watch that? It's like that's two teams fighting for who is more garbage.
Oh my! Okay, fine. You cannot dispute this one. The Blackhawks are playing. The Blackhawks are playing the. No, I was going to say the Blackhawks are playing the Colorado Avalanche. That's too easy.
Go Colorado.
Fine. Blackhawks are playing the Edmonton Oilers. Okay? Mm-hmm. If the Blackhawks beat the Oilers, it means Colorado clinches the Central Division. I know that makes no sense, but just roll with me.
Okay.
There's been scenarios like that where like a team outside of the division, but actually we'll keep it simple. If Chicago beats Edmonton, Colorado clinches a spot in the Stanley Cup playoffs. But if Chicago wins, if Chicago beats Edmonton, they tie with Colorado for the top spot in the Central Division.
So if Colorado beats Edmonton.
No, if Chicago beats Edmonton, then Chicago would be tied with Colorado for the top spot in the Central Division. But if Edmonton beats Chicago, then the Avalanche get into the playoffs.
I'm taking Edmonton there
Okay.
because I want Colorado to get into the playoffs.
Okay.
And Chicago loses, meaning Colorado is the first spot.
But I didn't say they clinched the top spot. I just said
But you said if Chicago wins,
they would tie
Colorado, meaning Colorado has to have not only a game in hand but be the top spot.
They're only ahead by 2 points, though.
If Chicago loses, the most they can only get is 1 point.
Fair. All right. You want to do another one?
I'll give you one.
Okay.
Okay, I'm trying to think of your most hated baseball team. Said it was.
I don't know who I would definitely put the Red Sox.
You said the Astros.
Yeah.
Okay. This one's gonna hit a little close to home.
Oh no! Don't do what I think you're gonna do.
The Astros are playing the Mariners. If the Astros win, not only are the Mariners eliminated, but the Guardians. If the Astros win, the Mariners are eliminated, but the Guardians get in. If the Mariners win, not only are they in, the Guardians are in, but New York gets eliminated. The New York Yankees get eliminated.
Easy. Still the Mariners. I thought you were going to do one with the Cubs.
I could do one with the Cubs.
Oh, because you know my most hated National League team, right? The Dodgers.
Oh, that's right. All right.
Oh, God. Why did I tell you that?
The Astros are playing the Dodgers.
Oh, I hate you so much right now.
If the Astros win, the Cubs get in, but the Guardians are eliminated. If the Dodgers win, the Astros are eliminated. The Cubs get in, but the Guardians are also eliminated.
Oh my God, I hate you so.
I'm building webs here, boy.
I'm just gonna sit there and watch the game on TV with the remote and be like, "Can both teams lose?"
If the game goes, by the way, if the games go to extra innings, the Cubs and Guardians get eliminated.
There's not a scenario where that could actually happen.
I've actually heard of scenarios where a game going into extra innings caused teams to be eliminated from the playoffs.
Weird. Okay.
I don't know if it's still a rule, but
I don't.
Ooh, who the heck is Trent Taylor? Because the Bengals just signed him to a new deal.
Duke is up 57-42. Ooh, Iowa has actually made it an interesting game. It's 64-60 Auburn.
Texas is leading Colgate 41-32 at halftime.
Northwestern is up 38-32.
38-35 now.
The other game
19-11 in the second.
We've got Northern Kentucky, Houston still to go. Louisiana, Houston, Penn State, Texas A&M, UNC,
and then at
Asheville.
10:05 is UNC Asheville and UCLA. Go Bruins, not Boston.
So tomorrow we've got USC, Michigan State, UCSB, University of California, Santa Barbara against Baylor.
UConn and Iona.
Fairleigh Dickinson, Purdue, Providence, Kentucky, Kent State, Indiana, Kennesaw State, Xavier, VCU, St. Mary's, Vermont, Marquette. If Vermont wins that game tomorrow, my bracket is totally destroyed.
I know. TCU, Arizona State.
Pitt, Iowa State, North Carolina State, Creighton. I thought about giving Creighton a deep run, but I decided not to. Drake, Miami, Grand Canyon against Gonzaga, FAU, Florida Atlantic against Memphis, and then Montana State against Kansas State.
Who's Creighton playing again?
NC State.
Okay.
But okay, so we established who our most hated teams are. Who's in the tier below them?
Okay. So the tier
Wow,
below them
my
for
timer just
me.
went off. We got through that entire segment.
Oh wow. Um.
Well, let me hear
So
some of the
the
teams in
tier
this
below for me is the New York Islanders.
Okay,
The
I would agree with you on that one.
because I hate the Islanders, but I don't hate them as much as the Rangers or the Blackhawks. The
Yeah,
Bruins are also in that tier below. I've started to come around to them. I like Linus Ullmark. He is putting on one hell of a season, and of course Nick Foligno.
I mean, I don't care about the Blue Jackets, so whatever.
I still have some care for them. I just not as much as the Penguins.
Nah, I've gone Penguins full.
The
full
the Ravens are in that second tier, as are the Bengals.
Yeah, the Bengals and Steelers for me are at the lowest tier. Like I will root for them at times, actually, if I'm willing to.
You have to pay me to root again. You have to pay me to root for the Bengals, and especially after last season and like all the comments Bengals fans were making about Deshaun Watson, and also what the Bengals owner is trying to do to Ohio athletes.
Oh
Trying
yeah,
to
I
take away
heard.
their workers' compensation benefits. What a scumbag move. What a scumbag move. That is absolutely atrocious.
Yes, it is.
And no sports team owner in Ohio should agree with him. Though I have a feeling Haslam will.
That is true. By the way, check this out. I actually made 2 new playlists on my channel. One, Boston Celtics against Cleveland Cavaliers vlogs, because I was at that game last Monday and against the Celtics, and I need to see that series in the playoffs.
I think we both do. We could possibly. I think we're gonna get that second round.
It depends if.
Oh wait, we wouldn't get that second round because Boston, Philly. If we make it to the second round, we have to play Giannis and the Bucks.
Right. Right.
Well,
but
rip our season.
Well, we gotta get through the Knicks first, which.
Oh, Danhausen tore his pec.
Oh, March 30th. Well, since you brought up Danhausen, we might as well just move right into AEW because, oh boy, last night's Dynamite was it really interesting. We started with MJF's rebar mitzvah, which was hilarious because for those of you who don't know, in Judaism you get a bar mitzvah when you turn 13, and it's to symbolize like a Jewish boy becoming a Jewish adult.
Okay.
Don't ask me all about it. Even though I'm Jewish, I don't know the full story behind it. But it's basically like once you become a bar mitzvah, you're a Jewish adult. I don't know.
So it's like kind of Harry Potter, where 17 is considered adult.
Something like that. Anyway, so after winning the Iron Man match, he had his rebar mitzvah because he became Iron Man. And then we had Jungle Boy, Sammy Guevara, and Darby Allin all interrupt him. And MJF's like, what do you all want? And at the same damn time, they all go, Geese title shot. As Simon Miller says, Geese title shot?
I still have to watch that ups and downs. I'm probably gonna watch it after this video because I have to find some way to kill time before midnight so I can play WWE 2K23.
Dude, I'm going to get that game, and
like I said, I'm playing it at midnight.
I already know what my first match is going to be when I play
I told you my first match. New Day versus Usos, with New Day being new tag champs.
I'm going to do a singles match. Seth Rollins versus Drew McIntyre.
Okay.
That's gonna be my first match.
I would like to see that match play out in real life.
They did
Me and
they
they did.
they did that match when Seth was still like his heel visionary character. Yeah, they did it at Money in the Bank during the pandemic.
Me and someone were actually me and one of my coworkers were actually talking today about like dream matches we like to see, or once in a lifetime matches we like to see, or they've never done this before. Drew McIntyre versus Cody Rhodes.
That would be a good match. But Drew McIntyre's a babyface right now. But anyway, getting back to AEW. So yeah, I think we are going to do that Fatal 4-Way at Double
The
or
Four
Nothing.
Pillars Fatal 4-Way at Double or Nothing for the I almost said the WWE Championship. No, it's the AEW Championship.
Yes.
The WWE Championship's on the around the shoulders currently for now of I just don't like him. I don't like Roman. And
why don't you? Okay, fine. We'll just talk wrestling in general. Why don't you like Roman Reigns?
They over pushed him, and it kind of made Dean Ambrose and Seth Rollins feel insignificant in that Shield storyline.
Okay, that was more Vince McMahon.
No, absolutely, but it just made me not like Roman. And then, the 900-day title reign.
Right.
They should have given someone else a chance. They should have had him drop it to Drew at Clash at the Castle. That would have been perfect.
But do you agree that Roman in the ring, he is a great wrestler?
No, Roman is a fantastic wrestler. It's just his character isn't that great. Like everyone says, oh, he cuts such great promos. Half the time I can't understand what he's saying in the promos.
His character, I will say there's been a little bit of a lack of evolution with his character. Like he went from like that.
He went from the leader of the Shield. You can't even say the Shield had a leader. All three guys were the same.
That's fair.
Then he went to the big dog.
Right.
Then he was the head of the table.
And now he's the tribal chief. Yeah. Which, yeah, for sure. I can understand why you would say Roman was pushed way too much. Like he's been in the main event at WrestleMania like 2 or 3 times at least.
Like the immediate pay-per-view after Seth betrayed Roman was already fighting for the WWE Championship while Seth and Dean Moxley were in the Money in the Bank ladder match. Why couldn't they just have put Roman in the ladder match too?
Wasn't that the pay-per-view though where all 3 of them held the WWE Championship in the same night?
No, that was a couple years down the line.
Oh yeah.
Because Seth won Money in the Bank, and that led to him cashing in on, was it Roman and Batista at WrestleMania to make it a triple threat?
No, you're talking. No, why are you screwing up one of the most iconic moments in WrestleMania history?
That was in 2014. That was the year he betrayed the Shield.
You mean when Seth cashed in on Roman and Lesnar?
Was it Roman? Oh wait, no, that was 2015. Shit, I was thinking the year before. No, that was Daniel Bryan that was in that triple threat
with Batista and Randy Orton.
Yeah. Okay. So that was the next year. That was the year that Roman Reigns won the Royal Rumble to egregious boos from the crowd.
I think, yeah, that was.
I know the reason why they booed him wasn't because they hated him. It was because there was a certain person that the WWE universe wanted, and it wasn't Roman Reigns.
Oh, who was it? Oh, right. It was Bryan Danielson.
Daniel Bryan, yes. Bryan Danielson, Daniel Bryan. It's the same guy.
It's the same thing.
Yes. They were still hooked on the Yes movement. And if you remember, at the 2015 Royal Rumble, Bryan Danielson came back from that neck injury that forced him to vacate the WWE and World Heavyweight Championships.
I will say, Daniel Bryan's heel run as the WWE champion.
So this was 2019 because this was
Right.
Kofi Mania.
That I loved his like.
I love that character so much. I love that belt.
That belt was hilarious.
It was made of wood.
The whole character was great.
Okay, so now I need to ask you this. Of these 4 custom titles, which would you want? The Fiend Universal title.
Are we including MJF's current Triple B?
That's one of them.
Okay.
The Triple B. So we got the Fiend Universal, Triple B, Daniel Bryan's wood belt, or Edge's Rated R spinner.
Okay, Edge's Rated R spinner is out.
You didn't like the Rated R spinner?
No.
I mean, I didn't like the spinner belts to begin with. I mean, it's better than what the Miz did when he got the spinner belt. He just won the W upside down.
Yes, that's his whole like logo and stuff.
I know. Apparently MJF said he used it first.
Oh. Anyway,
I don't know.
Okay. It comes down to either the Triple B or Daniel Bryan's wood belt.
You don't like the Fiend Universal title?
No, I did like it, but
it's not. I mean,
there's
it's just the Fiend's face on a belt. Who cares?
Right. It's nothing spectacular. Like, I can't decide between MJF's belt and Daniel Bryan's, but do I have to choose one?
Yes. Absolutely, you have to choose one.
Dang. I'm gonna go with Daniel Bryan's wood belt.
I would go with that one as well. That one's high on my list.
I love MJF's the Triple B.
I love the Triple B as well. It's just,
but like you can't quite tell that it's Burberry, whereas like it's perfectly clear
that it's wood.
Right, and like the whole, like I said, his character that went along with it was fantastic. Oh my lord!
All right, now let me ask you this: if these 4 were to become champion, would you like to see them have a custom belt?
Okay.
Finn Balor, but he has to win the belt as Demon Finn Balor.
Okay.
Oh, what's the other one? Rhea Ripley. I think she should have a custom belt, like a Judgment Day belt.
If she doesn't beat Charlotte Flair at WrestleMania, we riot.
Absolutely, 100%. All right. Let's see. The third person is Sami Zayn.
Oh,
Could you imagine like a custom belt with like just Sammy going back to his conspiracy theorist character with just like incoherent ramblings written all over the belt? I would love that belt.
That would be entertaining.
A WWE Trios belt won by the New Day and just covered in like New Day stuff. Which of those would you get?
Ooh, probably Rhea Ripley.
So you'd get the Judgment Day SmackDown Women's Champion belt?
Yes.
I want the Demon Balor belt. Give me the Demon Balor belt.
Okay, wait. Let's talk about the Judgment Day. So, let me get this straight. Rhea Ripley has a WrestleMania match.
Yes.
Finn Balor, WrestleMania match. We know what's going to happen with Dominic Mysterio. That match against Rey Mysterio is going to happen.
Yeah, fortunately. I almost said unfortunately.
But let me get this straight.
Damian Priest is nothing.
Right.
And it's just, why?
That's what I'm wondering.
Well, he has hit. Why not put him up against one of the 2 members of the Street Profits?
Okay. But the problem is, I don't think you could build the feud up enough to where.
Well, with Montez, they're technically 1-1 because Damian Priest eliminated Montez Ford from the Royal Rumble, and Montez Ford eliminated Damian Priest at the Elimination Chamber.
Okay. I don't know if you could build that feud up enough in the short amount of time we have before WrestleMania, because we're only like 2 or 3 weeks away from WrestleMania at this point.
Right.
No, but I hear. Let me say it like this. I like your idea.
It would be easier if AJ Styles didn't get injured, because you could put Damian Priest up against AJ Styles. They have plenty of history.
Yeah, that's part of the reason why Judgment Day formed, was because Damian Priest interfered in the match between Edge and AJ Styles at WrestleMania last year.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, why does Damian Priest not have anything at WrestleMania?
Like, honestly, Damian Priest just feels like a secondary member of Judgment Day. He's had 0 storylines.
Right.
He's had 0 matches of any relevancy.
Right. I want to care about this Edge and Finn Balor Hell in a Cell match, and trust me, it's going to be great, but
there's only one thing that will make this match perfect.
Demon versus Brood.
Yes. And I was just talking about that. They have to do that.
They're probably going to, but the problem is, like, the feud has been going on for too long. Trust me, I love long-term storytelling. Like, you and I talk about that all the time, how, like, the Chris Jericho, Ricky Starks storyline, even though I didn't love that the JAS was part of it, because I was telling you how long was I telling you that I wanted to see Ricky Starks and Chris Jericho feud? A pretty long time.
To see that. I'd love to see them feud in a singles feud without factions. Those were your words.
Right. Yeah. So I loved the feud, but it was ruined by the JAS. But still, like, we got the pay.
You got a pretty solid pay-per-view match, and it opened the card.
Right.
Meaning the fans were at their absolute least tired.
Right. And, like, we got the result we wanted with Ricky winning.
Right. Okay, now let me give you
my point, though, is, like, that was good long-term storytelling. Like,
yes.
Whereas, like, this Judgment Day Edge feud, it started off good, but it's just gone on for too long, and I'm just like, I don't care anymore.
Right. It all started when Judgment Day betrayed Edge.
Yeah, that's the difference. Like, if you had, like, built up the feud and gone right into the Hell in a Cell match, I would have been like, okay, I actually care. But it's just.
I mean, you still want to see the match, though, right?
Yes, but I'm not as invested.
Understandable. All right. Speaking on the topic of WrestleMania, I've been wanting to talk about this for a while with you. I've seen a lot of wrestling YouTubers talk about, like, would it benefit Roman and Cody to not be main event?
They're going to main event, though.
I mean, I understand that, but, like, the main event of WrestleMania is always when the crowd is at their most tired, and Roman and Cody are 2 wrestlers that need the crowd to, like, tell that story.
Yes, but if you notice, like, when Vince would, even though they've, over the past couple of years, they've done, like, the 2-night WrestleManias, the cards have still been long. That's because Vince McMahon was in charge.
Right. I think a shorter card will benefit both nights of Mania.
They're still going to do 2 nights of WrestleMania, but the cards are going to be shorter.
And I want to know, what do you think, as of right now, as of the card we have, no matches that haven't been announced yet, what do you think is going to wrestle our main event night 1? And we can reevaluate this when we do our Mania show.
Okay, so
once we get the full card.
I can't say Usos against Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens because that
match. It hasn't been announced, but we all know it's coming.
I would.
If it's not those 2, it's Rhea and Charlotte.
Right.
If not that,
Asuka
Asuka and Bianca.
the
But
the
I feel like that's gonna open night 2. Should be Asuka and Bianca.
you know what's annoyed me about that is like I feel like ever since Asuka won Elimination Chamber to set up that match, they haven't really done anything with it.
They met face to face once, and Asuka spit green mist in Bianca's face.
Yeah, but like last week, Asuka came out to help after Chelsea Green and like
Well,
what's
it's kind of like how MJF kind of helped Moxley out with the firm. It's because she wants Bianca to have no excuses when she loses.
it just feels like the feud has been bad. I'm like, I don't like last
I mean, it's a put together feud. Like at least Charlotte and Rhea have history.
right.
WrestleMania, what was that? 36,
Yes.
where Charlotte faced
Rhea for the
the
NXT.
NXT Women's Championship.
And they faced off multiple times since at Hell in a Cell, for example, and things like that.
Right.
So like, but here's the thing also, like, you know, we're giving, you know, this outcast versus homegrown talent storyline in AEW time. Like
Right. I mean, it's starting off terrible.
Oh yeah. But like at least we're giving it time. That's
Right.
the thing.
And letting the outcasts sort of like go to those ex WWE women. Like, I guarantee you Athena's going to join the outcast. Why wouldn't she? She's already a heel.
Yeah, but she's currently the Ring of Honor Women's Champion, so she's doing.
I mean, Claudio's the Ring of Honor World Champion. He's been involved with the BCC Dark Order feud.
Yes,
Or
but you
BCC Hangman feud.
you haven't really seen Athena on Dynamite and stuff lately.
Right, because
So-
she's not really involved in anything on Dynamite. But I guarantee you, once the Outcasts go and pull her number, she'll be back on Dynamite.
We'll see. But no, but my overall point is like at least I'm not saying every feud has to be long-term storytelling because
Right.
that doesn't work. But like
Auburn wins 83-75.
But like, I have with this feud between Asuka and Bianca, there's like I get it, they're feuding over the Raw Women's Championship, but it doesn't even feel like they're actually like feuding. I'm like, you know what I mean?
I know exactly what you mean. It doesn't feel like it just feels like a put together title match. Like,
Right.
basically like any Jade Cargill match.
Right. Like at least with the Austin Theory John Cena match, like okay, we had like them treating barbs and they've had interaction, so you could kind of tell
Right.
it was coming. Which I kind of wish the U.S. title wasn't on the line in that match. I kind of wish
You
that
want Cena to win, don't you?
no,
You
and
want
not-
you want Cena to win without, Austin Theory losing the US title.
or like you could have Austin Theory win, but that doesn't mean the championship has to be on the line.
Right. And also I know tomorrow we're getting that Sheamus Drew match.
Yeah, what do you think's gonna happen with that? Because
Double count out. Double count out. Double count out. Triple threat.
you and me were talking about this actually on the car ride over to the field house before that Grizzlies Cavaliers game. Remember, we were talking about
we
this.
were talking about we want Gunther, Drew, and Sheamus for the IC title. There's no other way you can book this.
Right. And remember what I said? I would allow Sheamus to win the title and then hold off on the Drew McIntyre feud because that's going to be the obvious route to go. Like, go immediately into the Drew McIntyre feud. No, hold off on that.
Maybe have a couple more matches with Gunther and then start building Gunther up because I'm hearing by SummerSlam, Gunther's going to get his main event push.
Yeah. No, but what I was going to say is like have Sheamus feud with a few other people, give Drew a couple other feuds, have them both win, and
Low
then
key,
at
I
like
want Sheamus versus Seth. I don't know why.
that would be a good feud. But you could do you could have Sheamus hold on to the IC championship for the year.
That's
And,
what I'm thinking they're going to end up doing.
and then do Drew versus Sheamus at WrestleMania next year.
I'd say put that match a bit earlier. Like, put it at the Royal Rumble because nobody wants a Mania to Mania feud. Because they're not gonna build it immediately afterwards, but they're gonna plant those seeds. That's what a Mania to Mania feud is.
Or what you could do actually is you could do it at SummerSlam.
I'd say start the feud at SummerSlam, end it at the Royal Rumble.
No, end it at Mania.
It's still too long. That's still too long of a thing.
No, it's not. I think you could pull that off. But SummerSlam has become like I would say SummerSlam is WWE's second biggest premium live event.
I actually put it at 3. I go Mania's number 1.
Okay.
Royal Rumble is number 2.
Ooh.
SummerSlam's number 3. Survivor Series is number 4. Survivor Series to me just feels like it doesn't know. Nobody knows what to do with it. Brand warfare. Who cares? NXT invades. Oh boy, who cares?
I think this
War Games should have been earlier.
Yes, but then again, it was Vince in control, so he was never going to do that. But I'm not ready to give it my definitive opinion about Survivor Series yet. I need to see it like a couple more times. But that brings me back to AEW. I want to see. I know this would be a direct copy off of WWE because Survivor Series is now under the War Games format. But Blood and Guts needs to be its own pay-per-view.
Oh my God. I said the same thing and you were like, no, it doesn't.
But, okay, I've come around.
Good to see you finally came around on that one.
Come on, like, we're clear. We planted the seeds for, like, a Blackpool Combat Club versus Elite Blood and Guts match.
I can't believe Hangman's hanging around the Elite again.
Well, we don't know that.
Dark Order turns heel.
Because Dynamite went off air right when Hangman was starting to turn around. He didn't know that it was the Elite behind it that made the Blackpool Combat Club run off. He didn't know.
I mean, we're planting those seeds. But
okay,
one thing I saw on Instagram comments, you're really giving me this one. So what I think is happening is like the Dark Order turns heel on Hangman because he's hanging around the Elite, and they finally get a new leader. I know it's disrespectful of Mr. Brody Lee that they'd find a new leader, but it is someone who has had affiliations in the past with Mr. Brody Lee. Being a former family member.
Rowan?
Eric Redbeard.
No, I can't see it.
I'd like to see it. He can do it. If anyone can take over the Dark Order from him, it is someone who has known, has worked with, has teamed with, has loved Mr. Brody Lee, and Eric Redbeard is all those things.
I hear what you're saying, but I just can't see it happening. I can't.
I still think the Dark Order turn heel on Hangman, and that causes the Elite to bring him back into their ranks, maybe with Adam Cole as well.
I think Adam Cole's going to get reintroduced to the Elite because I bet you Danielson, remember, he cut a promo saying, I need to come home.
Right.
I bet you he goes back to the Blackpool Combat Club, turns heel. That gives them 4 members. Wait, so then
they would be 5 on 4. They'd need a 5th, and I think you could bring in a 5th somewhere. Outside help, maybe.
Who?
I think you know. I think you know the answer here.
Who? What?
They've been in AEW.
Okay.
I'm gonna make you guess this one.
They've been
They're
in AEW.
currently kind of not in AEW.
Miro.
Yes. Bring the Redeemer, turn him heel, make him part of the Blackpool Combat Club. I want it.
That would have. Ooh. I don't know. But Miro does need to come back.
Oh, absolutely. Why? I mean, I
That-
get why. He's having issues creatively. They want to put him in a feud where he's going to lose. He doesn't want to do that. Cuz they can't think of a
What I would have done, I told you this, at Revolution, I was fine with Samoa Joe losing. I would have had Samoa Joe be in the ring afterwards, like after getting Powerbomb Symphonied or whatever, or in how they did it, like having him get choked out. And then Samoa Joe's in the ring, and then Miro's music hits, and he just comes out and beats the crap out of him.
I thought you wanted that for the match at what was that?
Double or Nothing.
Yeah.
I would have been fine with that. But I think we're going to wrap things up. So,
Yes.
yep. I'm Unger to the Max. That's C-Boss. We'll be back next week. Gangrene David, be on alert. We are going to be hinting at something. Oh, by the way, before we get going, UFC 286 is going down this weekend. It is the trilogy. Leon Rocky Edwards defends his welterweight title
against the Nigerian Nightmare, Kamaru Usman, or as Bruce Buffer likes to call him, Kamaru Usman.
I think Usman's winning his title back.
I absolutely think it.
Yeah. I mean, Usman was winning the second fight until Edwards landed the head kick.
Yep.
So, we'll see you next week.
Yep.